everyone, welcome to my channel if you have not been here before, and if you have, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite makeup items, and can anybody guess it? It is green eyeshadow. I recently did a video about my yellow eyeshadow collection, and so today I'm going to be going over some of my green eyeshadows. Green eyeshadow seems to be so trendy and popular right now, so I thought somebody might get some use out of this to see what single shadows I have. I do have a palette with some green in it, and I'm going to go over everything in just a moment. Alright, let's get right into the meat of this video, because I love my green eyeshadow. If you know me, I wear it a few times a week. I have many of them. So I'm going to start with the things that aren't eyeshadow. We're going to start with like eyeliners and a couple of highlighters. So let's get right into the eyeliners that I have that are green. The first one is an LA Girl eyeliner. It's called Limelight. Let's start off the swatches here. Yeah, that's an awesome swatch, Tony. Anyway, this is a nice metallic green color. It's a gel. It is a sharpen. You have to sharpen it. But once it sets, it does stay all day, and it's really pretty. The next eyeliner I have to show you is the L'Oreal Paris Green Ivy. I don't know if these are available anymore, but I got a couple of backups on Amazon, and this is a very nice green ivy color. Oh my god, look at my swatches. They're horrible. Good lord. Anyway, so this is like, it's an olive. It's not really metallic, but it is a little shiny, so it's not completely matte. And this is another one that you have to sharpen. When this sets, it does stay pretty good all day. I don't wear these above, I wear these in my waterline. So they do stay decently in my waterline. Okay, everybody's got some ColourPop in their collection. So this is the ColourPop eyeliner in Teaspoon. They did just repackage some of these, but you can still get this nice green color. Well, we might as well just keep on the horrible swatch trend down the arm. So this is a matte forest green. Again, this is really nice. I don't wear it above, I wear it below, and it does just fine down there. Now this next one is a cream eyeshadow, and I don't wear it as such. I wear it as an eyeliner above here. Now I'm not wearing it today, of course, but this is from Sydney Grace, and this is one of their cream shadows in Mistletoe. But yeah, I use this as a eyeliner. I have talked about it before that some cream shadows just don't mesh well with my crepey ass eyelids. You know, once you get past a certain age, it just doesn't roll very well. So that's why I use this as an eyeliner. Well, that's a horrible swatch, isn't it? I need to get my shit together if I'm going to be doing some makeup videos, right? Good God. Let's try a little more. Okay, there we go. So it's just a nice, pretty green, metallic color. Now, if you don't have a crepey eyelid problem, this is going to look beautiful as a cream eyeshadow. When these set, these do not budge all day. The more you rub them, the more shiny they get. Sydney Grace cream shadows, they kind of have a... They're different, so you have to get to use... You have to know how to use them. But it is beautiful. I use it as an eyeliner. It works perfectly for that too. Stays all day, doesn't crust off, flake, or anything. So, and if you were interested in any Sydney Grace cream eyeshadow, I give them an A+. All right, now we have the glitter. This guy here is from Sydney Grace. It's called Gleam. This is one of her old style packaging. This is when they used to be Feather River body. I'm not going to swatch this. I mean, you can tell what it is. It's green. It's green glitter. I only use this about once a year for St. Patty's Day. Every once in a while, I'll sneak it on for Christmas. Use a glitter glue because it'll get all over. I used to have the Makeup Geek pigment in Voodoo, which is super pretty also. It's just a lot of work, and I'm not into that kind of work anymore. But if you're interested in a loose pigment, Makeup Geek Voodoo is excellent. But if you just want a little sparkle every once in a while, I would get the Sydney Grace loose glitter. Stila makes a nice green glitter. I used to own it. I just didn't use it enough, and it was starting to dry up. So I passed it along so somebody else could get some use out of it. Now I'm going to show you my one highlighter. if I can get it open. I could put it in this little compact. This is from Davina. This is called Cosma. This is their 36 millimeter pan. And it looks like this. It's a little bit of a shift. Now I haven't put it on my face since I've been tan, but in the winter this looks pretty nice. I use it as an inner corner highlight. But yeah, one of my favorite green highlighters, Davina. The next green highlighter is from Naked Cosmetics. I show this little palette quite a bit. It's beautiful. I will never get rid of this. But this has more of those, they're not foiled, but the shifty kind of colors in them. And this also has a green. I don't use this one as a highlight so much as an inner corner highlight to my eyeshadow looks, because it is very bam bam in your face. It's gorgeous. I don't know if this has a name to it. Yeah, there's no individual names, just the Naked palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm. It's been a while, maybe a year or two ago. This is probably one of my favorite things I ever received in a BoxyCharm. Now I'm going to get into some of my eyeshadows, and I'm going to start with the one palette I have that has eyeshadows in it, and everybody and their brother has heard of this, the beloved Melt Cosmetics Gemini Palette. Now I heard this is coming back out. I'm going to assume it'll be soon, so if you did not buy this and you wanted to, it is worth the price. It is expensive, I know it. This is something that when I seen it released last year, I didn't get it. I thought about it almost every day. I tried to dupe it, and I did. I got some pretty good dupes, and Sydney Grace has, I think, a dupe bundle just for this, and they're pretty close. But I'm telling you, there's just something special about this palette. It's fantastic. Now this color here is a little chunky and weird. You have to get to know how it works on your eyes. But it's still pretty, and I still use it. This is the only half-ass shade in this palette, but today we're just going to swatch these greens and this yellowish green. I just can't talk about this palette enough. If you want it, this is your chance to get it, because they probably won't come back out with it after this time around. But this is Leo. It doesn't swatch well, but it is fantastic on the eyes. It's like a moss murky green, swampy. These are like the swampy colors that you just don't see every day. I'm gonna go through the mattes first. This is Fire OG. It's very close to Leo. It's just got a little more of that mustard undertone, but I still like it. I use them together. Now this yellow one is called Mochi. I call it yellow. It's a greenish yellow, poop brown. I like my odd yellow green tones. And the star of this whole palette is Goals. Oh, just look at that. How can't you love that? It's fantastic. Let's see. We should make a drinking game. How many times I say fantastic in a video, you take a shot. But that is Goals. The best palette ever. There's fallout. There's fallout to this palette, but I don't care. I'm not one that goes digging into my eyeshadow palette, so I've never had a problem with it. And I do my foundation first, so it's not bad enough that I've ever, needed to do something different. So, Melt Gemini. I almost forgot, because maybe I just received this, but this is... I never can pronounce this. But this is a Charlotte Tilbury Versuca. I don't know. But this is what this guy looks like right here. It's a greenish gray color. And these cream shadows do look pretty good on my eyes. Day high dollar ho though. These are, gosh, $32, maybe more dollars a piece. But you get quite a bit. I mean, look at that. You're never going to go through that before it dries up. But yeah, I think these are well worth their money. I've talked about them quite a bit. So there's that one. But I also wanted to point out, I just went over my hand with a baby wipe, and these eyeliners didn't budge. None of them budged. And those are drugstore people. So let's slide off this cover. This is dirty because I use it, folks. All right. So you do see some colors that are not greens. That's because, I mean, I make my own little quads and I needed some colors to go along with greens. So I'll probably swatch all of them just for the hell of it today. But I'm going to set this palette down and pick them up individually and show them to you up close. Because there are some beautiful greens in here. I know there's a company that just came out with the olive palette. If I didn't have the Gemini palette, I would buy that. I think it's $25 maybe. I'll try to put it down below. I forget who made it. Touch of Glam maybe? Clarity? I don't know, but it looks right up my alley. It looks really pretty. But if I didn't already have the Gemini, I would be buying that. So let's get into swatching these guys. This is Sydney Grace Recruit. It's a very cool tone, taupey green color. And compared to the rest of them, then it's not going to look green. But if you have it just on your eyes with some brown in your crease, it does look green. I mean, it is a green-based color. So let's get right into it. Sydney Grace Recruit. I went in pretty hard with my finger, so let me get some of that chunkiness off of there. Normally it's not that chunky. I don't notice a lot of fallout with Sydney Grace. Real quick, this is not a green color, but this is Sydney Grace Relax. It's a cool tone crease shade. Real quick, ta-da. Sydney Grace, Enjoy the Ride. A little darker cool tone brown. These look really good with greens, that's why they're in my green palette. All right, this is newer to my green collection. It's called Take the Time. Can you guess who? Sydney Grace. But look at that beautiful green color. This is like a summer grass green, I would call it. See that? Yes. Look at that. Just beautiful. You get some of the chunky nut. I'm going in a little hard, I guess, with my fingers for these swatches because Sydney Grace, they're just a very soft formula. This is a color pop. This is an old school color pop and it just kind of fell out, but it is an older shadow. It's called Play by Play. This is a peach with a green shift. So I know everybody's into these shifty, chromy colors. This is a shifty, chromy color before people really knew what they were doing. Not showing up on camera, but yeah, there is a green shift to that guy. Sydney Grace Ivy League. It's a nice cool tone, grayish green color. ColourPop Team Captain. This is one of their old school ones also. I don't know if some of these are still available. I'm sorry if they're not, but I'm sure Sydney Grace makes one for you that looks just like it. Team Captain. You have to have mattes to go along with greens, right? You can't just be throwing green on your lid and not blending it, so you look crazy. This is Sydney Grace Turtle Bay. This might have been a Christmas bundle deal. So that's just a little brighter green. Now my darkest green matte color, Sydney Grace Island Paradise. I got a lot of these last year when I was trying to dupe that melt palette. And they're very close. Some of these are very close to the melt palette. You might have to mix a couple to get it. But if you don't want to buy that melt palette, you know, go for Sydney Grace. But, you know, when you're buying single shadows outright, you know, even though they're cheap, they're $5 a piece, by the time you're said and done, you've already spent almost the same. So, okay, this pretty color is actually by Davina Kimber. I have to remember, I don't have to go in so savagely with these shadows. They're soft, Tony. Good Lord. Well, that didn't swatch for shit, did it? Or I'm just not very good at it. I don't know what my problem is, but that is It's a very pretty color. It's not as opaque as a couple of the other ones I just swatched, but that's okay. It's still beautiful and I wear it quite a bit. I actually wore this color to my stepson's wedding last year. Because why not wear green to a wedding? Next up is another Davina one. It's called Spectral. This is just a little darker than that last shade. Right, we have another old school ColourPop one. This is called Sideline. This is more of a mossy green. Am I wearing this on my eyes today? I am. Oh my, okay. So I've had this on all day, so don't judge the makeup. But I was wearing this today. It's a nice everyday, not in-your-face green. You know, I don't always want to rock out green in Mimi style, but yeah, I wore this today and it lasted fairly decently. Back on our Sydney Grace train, we have Sunken Treasure. This is another color I bought last year when I was trying to dupe out that Melt Gemini palette. This is the closest I ever came to duping goals. It's close, but it's not exactly what it is. This is a yellowish gold green. This is an old school Sydney Grace. This is when she was still Feather River body. Green Mist. This is really just an inner corner highlight. You could never have too many green inner corner highlights. And it doesn't shift on camera, but it is beautiful on the eyes. Oh, this is a beautiful one. This is Davina Martini. It's a very unique shade of green. Almost, well, come on now. There we go. It's like a neon yellow-based green. Very pretty. I think all of my green eyeshadows are pretty. Now this little guy is new to my collection. I haven't worn it on my eyes yet. I think I forgot I had it, but this is Touch of Glam, Dirty Martini. This is from their new The Vivids line. I think they just came out with a whole bunch of duochromes. This seemed to have a lot of fallout when I was swatching it. Ooh, it's a lot brighter than that other one, the Davina one. So yeah, it looks a lot like the other Martini, just with a little more ass. But there is some glitter in there. You see that? When I swatched it before, it looked like it had a lot of glitter fallout, which I do not like. So we're just going to have to see. I might put a sticky base down before I use it. But now that it's summer, I feel I can wear a little more crazy colored greens. She'll get some use. Now, I saved the best green eyeshadow for last, at least in my collection. This is Destruction by Notoriously Morbid. This is my only Notoriously Morbid shadow. Maybe they're the ones that came out with a whole new line of duochromes called the Stained Glass Collection, maybe? I'm not sure if it's them or Touch of Glam. But this is very pretty. Now, this stains like a mofo. Just be aware of that. I wore a glitter glue underneath it. I can't. I can't even function. It has a dark base to it, almost a blackish base, as you can see as I swatch further down. And that's the part that stains. It stains like a blackish color, but oh, damn. Isn't that just the best green you've ever seen? Well, there you have my whole green eyeshadow collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you really liked any of these, comment below. Tell me which one is your favorite. I'm going to do my best to put some websites down where you can maybe get some of these. Now I've been collecting green eyeshadows for years, so some of these brands may not have everything I have currently. So I'm sorry if you were looking for it. But I encourage each and every one of you to incorporate green in your looks this summer. It's very trendy, in style, in vogue. So I do hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a like, and I will see you in my next one. Bye folks!